This is the Phronesis Project. This is Loren.
And I'm Rick.
So let's catch up with the latest MCU announcements.
I know we didn't cover San Diego Comic-Con. They announced a bunch of shit. The most interesting out of the entire slate was the Avengers Kang Dynasty. Daniel Cretton directing. Kang might bring his own set of Avengers to face off the 616 Avengers or the MCU Avengers.
That's pretty dope.
Right, and that's an interesting announcement. Off Shang-Chi, he gets to do an Avengers movie. It makes you wonder whether Shang-Chi is going to have a bigger involvement in this event, kind of like how the Russo brothers handled Cap going into the Avengers movies. I would assume so,
because he's like a cosmic thing, and this is like a whole cosmic timeline now, so...
Yeah, it's a lot of questions, but, for sure, Secret Wars, as the who's directing it, I think right off the bat, if we're talking about the people who exist as directors in the MCU, does Zhao direct this? I doubt that. Does Gunn direct this? I don't think so.
No, I think he's out.
Does Raimi come back and direct this?
Be pretty dope.
That'd be awesome, I think.
Well, because he said he doesn't want to do Spider-Man because he can only do...
Yeah.
The original OG Spider-Man.
Yeah, Peyton Reed, Secret Wars. Who knows? John Watts, obviously, a lot of experience with Spider-Man, but not exactly ensemble.
Nope.
And Next. Ryan Coogler. Would Ryan Coogler do Secret Wars?
He's pretty good. I wouldn't be mad at it.
Right. Those two Avenger projects are the most anticipated and the most probably intriguing of the entire slate. So going over to D23...
Let's get with Black Panther 2, Wakanda Forever. Okay, so every time I watch this fucking trailer, it makes me cry. Like the first, 5 times I watched it, I sobbed like a baby. This shit's just so good. The music, like the tone, everything about it. Like, I don't even know what's going on, and I'm just so excited to see it. I feel like everybody has a lot of passion behind this one because of, Chadwick did pass, so I feel like this is going to be really exciting to watch just to see what they do. Obviously, the big question, who's going to be Black Panther now?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing with Black Panther 2 is the introduction of Namor and the slight adjustment. It's not Atlantis to avoid DC comparisons. It's going to be a little bit more based in like the Mexico territory.
Like Aztec.
And try to infuse that character's like ethnicity with, I guess, the background of where he comes from, because he's half human, half whatever the fuck. That's why the people are blue.
And he's not.
And he's not.
Okay. I was wondering that. That's pretty cool,
He's like a half-blood king or some bullshit. The trailer has like Namor and M'Baku. What's gonna happen? Who really gets crowned? If it's the multiple Black Panthers that are trying to find out who's who, like they could easily just have like Shuri be the Black Panther for now. Have young T'Challa or young Black Panther, and then maybe by Black Panther 3, you hand over the title to him, and do a little like fast forward in time so you can kind of accelerate that character's timeline.
Yeah. I honestly think she's gonna die. I don't know if she's gonna die out right off the bat, but because Angela Bassett, the Queen, says my whole family's dead, and I just don't think she's talking about T'Challa and her husband.
Yeah, I don't think they would kill Shuri, but it's just not going to happen. I think they're going to... But who knows? I think Angela Bassett's going to be the one that dies. She doesn't have much to do anymore. She kind of has to pass on, so then the responsibility goes on to the shoulders of the...
I'm crying again. Oh my gosh. It's terrible. Ironheart. We get Ironheart in here. She's really tiny. She looks like she's like a whole 5 foot. And I see like her looking more like a teenager than like somebody who's studying at MIT.
That's a little lame. Don't care for like a Iron Man ripoff like 3 years after Endgame. Like, give that character some rest.
Tony Stark reboot in little girl style.
I think they should have just saved Iron Man for Secret Wars.
Yeah.
Because they're gonna bring up the corpse of fucking Tony Stark just to be the AI for Ironheart, and I'm like, man, I don't.
That sounds
kind of
terrible.
Shit. Yeah, it's not. I don't like
cringy.
Let him be retired or let him stay away, and then do the Secret Wars and then reboot the character. I hate this whole like we don't have the fucking mutants to kind of hold it down, so we're gonna have a bunch of these other fucking iffy characters, be placeholders, and I'm not liking it. The Hood gonna be part of her show. It's gonna be like magic versus tech.
Yeah, that sounds pretty cool too.
Yeah, I mean it's tough. Like
dark magic, no?
tough way to close out a phase where it's this movie, and it's like there's so much like controversy. People want to recast T'Challa. Like that's another thing. Like,
how dare
like
them?
that. Fuck that. You know, like you don't just
Fuck
like
those
War
tribal
Machine it
people.
and go, hey, look, this guy's the new T'Challa now. Let's continue the story. Like no,
But that guy didn't really die in real life and wasn't like fucking fantastic at his role either, and wasn't one of the best movies like ever in the MCU. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So just to cap off Black Panther, I'm curious to how they do the T'Challa death, how they handle that. Is it Namor that kills him? Is it killed in the line of duty, off screen, or what happens? But
I think it makes more sense for it to be Namor. But yeah, I'm super excited to see this Ant-Man and the Quantumania. I feel like I'm pretty excited to see this, just because you know the whole Kang thing with the Loki. We're getting like much more into the whole time and space and understanding this more. So I'm pretty excited about it.
they're finally upping the stakes in the Ant-Man series. It's just too little too late, you know? I think the first two are probably like the biggest whiffs in the MCU. You get to this, you try to juice it up, you try to, like, you're gonna have, I think, the Young Avengers or some bullshit go on in this thing.
Okay.
You know, it's a harder sell, and I think, again, I'm gonna go into leaks or rumored leaks, whatever the fuck it is, but Kang kidnaps Cassie, Scott has to complete a heist for Kang to kind of get Cassie back. It's rumored that Ant-Man is like they break his back or he's like out of commission, essentially out of commission or dead, one of the fucking two.
Oh jeez.
And I think that's a holy shit. What a way to end.
Got the chills.
What a way to end a franchise that's usually like lighthearted, you know, and very wholesome with everything. So, you know, and hopefully it's a lot more interesting than the previous entries. But you know, I like the start of Phase 5, Ant-Man, Quantumania.
I like the first two, and I think this one is just going to add to it because I think it has a lot more pull into the future of the MCU. Like you said, it's going to be another heist. And if they kill Ant-Man to give it to the daughter, and that's just kind of fucking mind-blowing. I'm kind of like shocked about that. So we'll see where it goes. Knowing that Kang said that he's killed him before and that he's killed all the Avengers, or all the Avengers eventually die. So that's kind of like, oh shit. So there's like a lot of weight in this movie. So we'll see what's next for the new Ant-Man or Ant-Girl or whatever her title is.
Stature.
Yeah. So what I'm super excited about is Werewolf by Night. I am a Halloween fanatic, so I think that's like a cool time to do it. I love the whole black and white, the whole like spooky vibes, the whole Twilight Zone narration. I don't really know too much about this, but I like the style. I like the actor, the main actor guy, and everybody else seems pretty cool. Like the whole hunters in there and trying to find the hunted. So I'm excited, and I think I saw the TVA at the end of the trailer. So I think that's like a cool way to tie something else into it. But yeah, super, super excited for this one.
Yeah, another black and white. You see the film grain. They try to do that mock film grain. They try to do a lot of these like fades that cross over into one another with the transitions, right? And it gives you like the horror, like the cheesy, campy horror feeling of other movies. The composer, Michael Giacchino, I think it's pronounced. Usually, again, he's just the composer, like recently worked No Way Home. Okay. Given the chance to direct this, so I think it goes and speaks on everybody in the industry. Like, you know, it doesn't matter if they're composers. Like, sometimes they just have that passion for movies and filmmaking, and they want to do that. I think this movie would have been perfect to shoot on film, and to go away from the blue screens, go away from the digital, and truly make it something like that stands out within the universe. And you're doing werewolves. I think werewolves and the makeup and everything that's capable now, you can do practical effects. And you know, I think Man-Thing's gonna be in this, so it's a different kind of fucking thing for the MCU. I love to see this kind of variety. I hope it fucking kills. October 7th is the streaming release.
Yeah. Super. I think the MCU just likes to control things too much, so I don't think they would have even considered doing film, but I think that would have been super dope.
Yeah. It's just great. Like, it almost feels like Knives Out, where, you know, who's the fucking werewolf, but
Or Clue, too, like Clue. That would have been funny.
Yeah, so it's definitely looking forward to that.
Gonna be dope. Next up is Secret Invasion. So we get Nick Fury, obviously, post Captain Marvel with the whole like scratched eye from the Flurkin or the cat goose. So he looks pretty tore up.
Yeah, I think what sucks about Secret Invasion, it's not a big event. You know, I think Feige and them, they're fucking dumb for doing this. Avenger movies are the thing that fucking sells. You easily could have done Phase 4 and end that shit with Secret fucking Invasion and include more fucking headliner superheroes. So it does have the impact. And you make a fucking ridiculous amount of money and you can close out a phase on a positive note. Instead, you're doing this where it's like, it's War Machine, it's Nick Fury, it's like Maria fucking Hill, it's Emily Clark. Like, who, dude? It's the fucking the CIA, the you know what I mean? The CIA government guy from... Yeah, I'm just like, fuck, I don't...
Like, it should have been a movie. Maria Hill's like, you've been avoiding Earth for years. Like, how long have you been gone? And then Rhodes is like, I've known about this for like 15 years. I'm like, have you been gone that long? Like, we see Everett Ross, and then we see like body bags. I'm like, are those scrolls and bags like ready to like, you know, boss up and like do some shit? Talos guy, who was like the original boss, is he still Talos, or is he like the boss trying to figure out what the fuck's going on? Nick Fury says the last person standing between what they want. I thought what they wanted was like the Space Stone, like them, the Kree during Captain Marvel. So are like they really like the bad guys like the Kree thought, or just like, you know, a few bad seeds in this race of alien species? But I also agree with you, it should have had more heroes.
Yeah, so it opens with Fury. He kind of looks like an alien with that opening blurry shot. You kind of like, well, it gives you the impression, well, maybe he's not who he says he is. War Machine, maybe he's a scroll, so it's like, all right, someone here is going to be a snake in the fucking grass, for lack of a better term.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think the thing that they're probably going after, you know, no leaks for this one, but I would imagine maybe super soldier serum to create a super scroll. And maybe with the addition of the armor that Iron Man has, they can kind of build their little army. But I would imagine that Secret Invasion, whatever the plot is or whatever the story is, isn't finished here, and it's actually finished and carried over through Armor Wars and to like the Marvels. But we'll see what it is.
Yeah.
But Secret Invasion, you know, like it's a different kind of tone. You know, at least that's interesting about it. But again, it's lacking a lot of the hero inclusion.
Yeah, I get what you're saying. Like, it just Rhodes basically, and Nick Fury, Maria Hill, all these people who are just people and not really superheroes, just people who are adjacent to superheroes and then started doing superhero shit. And then Armor Wars, I don't know too much about it. Obviously, it's just Rhodes getting his show now.
Yeah, no trailer for Armor Wars. It's a little more open-ended. I think Y-Vision is speculated to return in Armor Wars. I also would love to see the beginning of a West Coast Avengers.
West Coast? I think that'd be cool if they bring back the White Vision. I think it's time. The Vision shouldn't even died. Whack, whack, whack. Bring him back.
Yeah, he's been MIA for a little too long.
Yeah, seriously.
But that's Armor Wars, like, so that's very quick.
Yeah.
So Loki season 2?
Season 2, super, super excited about this because I did like Loki. But, like, again, I'm not too sure what to expect. I know, obviously, again, more Kang. Like, this whole setup. So Kang's going to be, like, involved in everything. I feel like we're going to get a lot more of this super villain more than we did Thanos. Thanos, I feel like he was just kind of like a tease here and there in between some of the movies. I feel like this guy's going to be, like, heavily involved in a lot of, like, all of the stuff's like all across the span of the timeline. So
well, they can't even just do like Thanos is one guy. With Kang, it's like several Kangs, so they can't even like
multiple.
They can't even just be like, oh, this is the one Kang throughout the whole thing. Like, no, they kind of have to do like variations of
variants.
Kang.
So I get it, and so I think that's cool. So we get to see different versions, and I know like some of the Kangs are supposed to be good, so I'm hoping like we see some of that instead of all of the evil ones. So I'm excited to see that. I'm excited to see what this next season holds and see if they catch.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm just like, it was such a fucking waste. The first one, you know, I could care less at how they fucking handled this one. It sucks because they had that guy. You say there's gonna be more heroes, more Kang, and it's like.
Yeah, I feel like
we're back to square one. Like, Loki has to figure out how the fucking, you know. I'm just like, damn, dude, like.
I feel like it's just a good passer show. It's not like, ooh, it's got a lot of weight, but like we're gonna see some things with it. So we'll see. Hopefully it's better than the last season, but I wasn't, too mad about the last season. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. Hopefully it just gets better from here. So Echo, right before Daredevil, we got her in Hawkeye. I thought she was super cool. She did a lot with very little.
Check 2 boxes for old Feige and Victoria Alonso, a deaf character and a fucking minority character. Like,
double, triple, because deaf, minority, and female. That's and 3.
You can't double check.
Yeah,
I guess
that's
you can.
triple.
Maybe.
That's a triple check.
Maybe. God bless them. Triple dubs over there.
Triple. She seems cool. I don't know what to expect. We'll see what it is.
It's not like she was like the most shit character. It was just like, all right, like this character. All right, dude.
What are you gonna do? Yeah, like what are you really gonna do?
Fuck it.
Her comic book variation, it seems really dope. So I wonder if we're gonna get any of like the looks of that.
Like a feather in her hair and stuff.
Yeah, the whole hand paint on her thing. It looks super cool.
Yeah, that's a pretty cool look.
Yeah, and she was a little bit more muscular, so we'll see how.
It gives her an edge and personality.
Yeah, she looks like a badass in the comic, so we'll see how she portrays this.
Over here, she's just like this bad bitch in like a leather fucking jacket or something that can like beat up some dudes. Like
she's just like
the more
the Native American Blade and shit.
Yeah,
in the leather jacket. So we'll see about that. So
the Echo one you said is Kingpin. You mentioned it, right? Kingpin's coming back.
No, I don't think I did. Yeah, Kingpin obviously coming back. We saw him in Hawkeye. She was fucking up his tracksuit mafia, so I'm sure we're gonna see more of that tracksuit stuff and him, and then obviously we're gonna jump from there to fucking Daredevil, like you said, 18 fucking episodes.
Well, with Echo, real quick, it is rumored that, and it's leaked that Daredevil's gonna be a part of this. Maybe Jessica Jones is gonna be a part of this. So Echo is kind of reeling in some of these Netflix characters that we're familiar with, and then is it gonna be like a bit of a bait and switch by using these characters, and like that'd be awesome the way they did with, like, let's say Hawkeye. It's an Echo show, but it also makes no sense. You just said going into the Daredevil show. What did we just say? 18 episodes.
18 episodes. I would think that they would introduce some of the Netflix people there because they had the mashup bang up there. So,
and this doesn't release next year, it just films next year.
Yeah, so we'll see. I don't know. I'm excited to see if they do bring it back. What I was kind of like confused about, it's not a follow-up to the Netflix. It's like this whole new thing is what Charlie Cox said. Either way, I hope they don't fuck this up because the Netflix Daredevil was amazing. Baller. Bomb. So prayers and fingers crossed, all of that good juju that they don't fuck this up because he's great, and I just hope that the writing stays on top with like the Netflix series. So we'll see.
Yeah, Cat 4 New World Order. What an interesting title. It reminds me of the Walt Disney's Frozen.
2 thumbs down.
You see
2 thumbs down.
So you see Walt Disney and you look up like, oh, he has a frozen head, right? And like that used to be a thing you can easily hit as one of the top searches. You create the movie Frozen, single fucking title, and then now when you Google it, it's the movie, right? It's none of the weird shit. Maybe the stuff that they want to sweep under the rug.
Mm-hmm.
It gives me this fucking vibe because like New World Order, like extremely controversial. I think with the inclusion of the great leader, the leader of the fucking guy, right? That big headed fucking guy. They're the New World Order, and it's like it's MODOK, and it's the leader, and it's whoever the fuck.
I feel like that would be cool to see.
Sabra, I guess, is gonna be introducing this bullshit. The paranoid thriller thing kind of like makes me think, are you guys doing the Winter Soldier again, where it perfected this political thriller or this like conspiracy thriller almost too? It was pretty awesome. This title lends to doing shit like that. It's not made by the same people, so I don't have the same faith, and I think, I don't really like Wilson as Cap. Like, it's just, dude, what the fuck is this? You're better as Falcon. I like the original characters. I like doing things like that, and having these great heavyweight headliner fucking characters missing from the lineup, and that being felt by the group is way more impactful for the universe and for the audience than it is to just like, oh shit, like let me put those shoes on and try to fill that role.
Oh, I was gonna say, is Bucky gonna be in this?
I don't know.
I didn't see. Yeah, that's why I'm like, poor Bucky. Yeah, it should have been him, but whatever. It should have been me.
Yeah.
But we do get him in the Thunderbolts. Yay!
And Cat 4 is 2024, I believe. So it's just like
that makes sense. Cat 4, 2024.
Yeah.
We'll see, but
the Thunderbolts, like you were saying.
Yeah, Bucky Barnes and the Thunderbolts. Super not excited about this. Boo. The lineup seems kind of whack. It's kind of like all these like B-lister like villains or like subplots that are just gonna be like thrown together, mixed in this weird jumbled group.
Yeah, the rumor before going into this was like, oh, you're gonna get the new Widow, maybe you get the Hood, maybe you get Abomination, Punisher, U.S. Agent, Zemo, Ghost, with rumblings of like Taskmaster and Titania and Winter Soldier. You talked about that B level. It's the same feeling as the Marvel Zombies, where you see who's gonna be involved and you go, "Fuck, dude! Like, how are you not giving me classic Avengers stories with this event? You know, like I don't want to see new fucking animated Widow, dude. Like she'll have her time later.
Yeah.
You know, fuck, dude. You don't even
and the leader.
Sticking to the Thunderbolts though. It's Madam Hydra, it's Ghost, it's Red Guardian, it's New Widow, it's Winter Soldier, U.S. Agent, and Taskmaster. I mean, this lineup fucking ass. It's just a bunch of fucking slapdicks. Three of them from the Black Widow movie. Like, it competes with Captain Marvel as some of the shittiest fucking piece of
the worst, terrible
of storytelling the Marvel has to fucking offer. So, it's problematic. It's problematic when in this entire lineup, the most interesting and complex character is probably the Winter Soldier for me, but the most interesting, I guess, skills that the character brings to like fights would be Ghost, if she can slip in and out of spaces, or like that's an interesting element to bring to like a combat situation. Everybody else is just like redundant. Like I didn't need fucking New Widow, Black what's it called, Winter Soldier, and Red Guardian. Like I didn't need all those three guys, and then Taskmaster too. Like why are you doubling down on this fucking idiot, dude? And then Zemo's said to be involved but not leading. How do you not have like 1-for-1 comparisons where like, let's say Abomination is your Hulk, let's say fucking Winter Soldier is your Cap, let's say New Widow is your Black Widow, let's say fucking Zemo is your Iron Man. Like it doesn't.
That's what I was gonna say, because he's got the money, he's got the funds, so like.
Right, not that he has the suit, but it's like fuck, you could have done something a lot more interesting than this lineup. I couldn't believe this shit. Like it's like fuck me. Like I can't
disappointing.
I can't help but watch the things that I do with the MCU, and like I don't stop. I'm gonna give it a shot, and like if I don't like it, hey, so be it. If I do, like I get to revisit it later on and enjoy it. Yep. Sweet,
all
but
back girls.
some of the shit that they set up for the future is just like some of the most deflating shit to see, and especially given how they handle characters.
I don't know.
Oh man.
I hope the Punisher really is in it, because he deserves. He deserves to be there. He won't.
It makes too much fucking sense for that, but he won't. Punisher could have been like a darker version of Hawkeye, who was deadly inaccurate and like not so super powered, and like more grounded.
Yeah.
And is not not trying to give you one-liners, trying to make you laugh. Absolute horseshit. Absolute horseshit. But the Marvels.
Yeah. Off the bat, I was like, yuck. Because I fucking hated Captain Marvel. I hated Miss Marvel. So I was like, fuck, this shit's going to be stupid as fuck. But
and even Monica Rambeau says some dumbass shit in WandaVision. Like,
yeah, but she's the most likable.
She's the most likable for sure.
Yeah,
100%. But like everybody has like
Marvels,
their flaws.
Yeah,
like,
the Marvels fucking
dude.
stupid. But I actually heard the breakdown of the Marvels and how it's going to be. And I'm just hoping that, again, Brie Larson and the little girl who plays Miss Marvel aren't as unlikable in this as they were in their original features, because this actually sounds like a really cool fucking idea. Like they're all swapping places, they're all in different places trying to figure out why this is happening. I'm excited to see this. I'm not gonna lie, I had my doubts because, again, like I said, I fucking on the other ones, but praying for good stuff here on this one.
Yeah, the only difference here is that the voice might be more singular. The previous one had 2 directors. This one has 1. Not that you can't make it work with 2. You can.
I mean, we know the Russo brothers. Bomb.
Yeah.
Dope. The best.
Phil Lord and Miller, Russo Bros, the Coen Bros. Like, you can do this shit. The Marvels thing, comedy. Maybe it's a competent director this time.
Let's hope.
I think it's a given. Like, I think they found the person that
to do it.
To tell this story. The only problem is that, I'm not sold on Brie Larson, and Captain Marvel is like my least like superhero, and like it's already a hard fucking sell anyways. I don't know. Like Captain Marvel,
I'm still like super doubtful, but we'll see.
Monica Rambeau, like we talked about, she is likable. You got the Miss Marvel connection, and having them all 3, like I said, to me it's just. It's not for me. It's not for me. And again, we're gonna watch it, and
sure.
right, and it could be completely better than the first one.
Pray to God.
And I think maybe they do something big. Maybe Blue Marvel's introduced here. Maybe this is the conclusion of the Super Skrull, like that's teased in Secret Invasion and Armor Wars. Because something's got to give. Something like you got to have some kind of like villain to kind of make this story great. You got to have a great, balance between the 2 sides.
Yeah.
So, again, I'm sure this is a competent director, but I'm not hyped about this at all. It just
meh. But we did get the director for the Fantastic Four. However, we did not get any of the fucking cast. So I guess it's not going to be a 2024 release. Maybe a 2028.
Well, it's not going to be a 2024 release.
The Fantastic Four.
Yeah, it can still be a 2024 because.
You think so?
Because it's 2 years. It's 2 years of production, right? So right now marks the 2 years, right?
We'll see.
It's 2 years.
Yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah, so they can finish. They can cast the people before Christmas, roll into shooting next year, and then go into editing by next holiday season.
All right.
Post production. I like. 2 years is 2 years. Yeah, 2 years is done. Like think about Infinity War. Like their most ambitious project. When did they shoot?
Yeah,
16 and 17, right?
Yeah, that shit was.
So if they shot in 2016, when did they get to release it?
Yeah.
And that's with them being like extra prepared. Getting extra. As much time as they can. So.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think everything's still on schedule. They're just saying that they want the director's input, try to figure out the cast. Some of that's that might be true if Doom is already cast though. Like I guess he only has say in like who the Fantastic Four are, as opposed to like
the whole script.
Right, who everybody is in the script. Fuck it, I think it sucks that there is no Fantastic Four casting. Obviously, X-Men is off the table because you need like 5 years from 2019 to so it's so wild,
upset. So this is the worst news that can ever happen to me because the X-Men is the reason I love Marvel. So I'm still just again disappointed.
Nova, I guess, is another character that people like we've heard and like that dude's been rumored. I feel like since like 2015. I swear to God,
fucking time,
since like Age of Ultron kind of shit. I don't know. It's been a long fucking time.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that guy.
Yeah, another guy that I'm not too like crazy or familiar with. It's just like he's been described as like the Peter Parker of space.
Cool,
so
for sure.
I don't know what the fuck that.
We'll see what's up.
Again, Spider-Man 4, another movie that hasn't been released. Another rumor is that Holland re-upped his contract, is on for more movies for Marvel and Sony.
Smart boy.
Right, but we didn't get no mention of anything, anything movie related.
I'm sure they're still working at all that fucking fine print and contract stuff, but we all know we're getting more of that. Yeah. They'd be stupid not to. Yeah,
so Deadpool obviously is also like tied to like the whole X-Men thing, so his lack of announcement or any of that shit also kind of like
that's right
hurts the brands. But D23 is definitely giving you the outline. I know they can't give you everything because what are they going to bring to the presentations next year at Comic-Con or next D23, right?
Yeah, that makes sense.
They want to make sure they have something to fucking talk about.
Yeah. D23 was the place to be in. Let's see what it brings to 2023. We are the Phronesis Project. Thanks for watching.